skills are the currency of the 21st century. It's about knowledge, it's about knowing from a technical point of view, but it's even more an attitude, lifelong learning. And what we are trying to do now is to strengthen the policies in all our member states, 34 member states all over the world, to really have the education system strengthening the capacities of children. In lots of countries, education is too much focused on just bringing over knowledge, bringing over facts and things and figures. What we want to do is have a very strong fundament for lifelong learning, and we're trying to strengthen the policies at the national level in that way. Having people in the labor market and have not that many needs as we had now. What we say needs is nor in employment, nor in education or training. This is really key. And so for that, apprenticeship and having all kinds of people that are involved in vocational training, in a broad offer of vocational training, is really key. So our focus is today, I think, a little bit less on university, on higher education, but is more on vocational training, lifelong learning, and also on social cohesion, inclusiveness. It costs for a public authority more money to have someone drawn back to the labor market than just keep the people in the labor market through vocational training, education and apprenticeship. So this is really key for the future. Well, we have some key players in that game, so to say. We have the public authority, we have the schools, the traditional schools, but moreover, what is very important is that companies learn to be learning organizations that take care of their machines, that take care of their knowledge-based assets, of their liquidities and so on, but also that take care more than today, take care of the talent of their people, of the skills, of the lifelong learning of these people, and so of the offer they can provide for their employees and their workers to have vocational training, to retrain their abilities. So this is really a very important shift, and we see that especially in Europe, for instance, in some member states of the European Union, the Eurozone, in lots of countries, companies, for a lot of reasons, don't have this tradition to offer, to take the initiative to invest in the skills of their people. And this is really a problem for the future, and a problem which has to be addressed now. We have very high unemployment figures, especially people from 18 to 25. This category, we have unemployment figures going to up to 60% in Greece, parts of Spain. And this is of course critical. Moreover, these people are sometimes unemployed since more than 1 year. So the long unemployed people, long-term unemployed people, are today often young people, and so there the investment in their training, having them involved in the labor market through vocational training, to apprenticeships, is really very, very important. Well, key is there two things. First of all, render the unemployment allowance conditional. Conditional in terms of helping the people, not only through the financial means, by giving them on a monthly basis an amount of money, but putting the condition that they get the money, and they will still get the money for a long time, under the condition that they attend vocational training, that they attend education. Secondly is that we have to provide more than today in the industry, in the economy itself, jobs and places where these people can be it part-time employed, but still have a link with companies and with the real economy. And so these are two key elements through which I think on a national level, on a regional level also, it is important that public authorities strengthen the offer to the unemployed people. Well, it's not such a thing like one size fits all. I mean, you have to have tailor-made solutions, taking into account the real situation, the specific situation of each of the countries. We are an organization working from Australia to Canada, from Chile to South Korea, and it's very clear that with an unemployment figure to 6 to 7% or even lower, that in these countries the efforts you have to pay to have the people that are still unemployed in the labor market are different than in a case like Greece or Spain, where you have more than half of the young population sometimes in some regions which are unemployed. So in the first case, you will have very specific policies, really on the most difficult people to integrate on the labor market. In the other countries, like Greece and Spain, I think we should put more stress on the conditionality, on trying to get the people also in more mobility approach, mobility on the labor market, geographical mobility also. And to refer to Germany, where we are today, I think it was a very good initiative that has been taken by Mrs. van der Leyen on our proposal, on the basis of our reports, to offer also to people from outside Germany, from the Eurozone, but other countries in Germany, to come to Germany, to be employed, to have training here and education. I think the Eurozone lacks, to a certain degree, a real common labor market. And so all measures that are taken to improve the mobility on the labor market are really very important. Well, the people that are graduated today here, they already have a very important tool, a very important asset and chance. They graduate at the good European university, a good business school. I think what is important is that they use this currency for the future, the skills they have now, that they use them, taking into account and adapting their vision on how they should invest in their profession, adapting it to the changing world. There's a growing number of citizens on the planet. The balance of power is shifting. The center of gravity of the economy is shifting to Asia very clearly. In terms of sustainable development, energy, the natural resources, everything is changing. And in fact, that's the only certainty we have, is that nothing can be taken for granted. So they must be prepared to adapt their strategy, adapt the own role they want to play, and of course, invest also in the future, invest in their own capacities, not considering this graduate here as the end of their educational career. They are really on the path of a lifelong learning position, and I think they should have this attitude.